what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel. So on this channel I have reviewed quite a few different Phoibos watches, and so far my response to them was very positive. There are some negatives of course with every watch. There are very few watches in my opinion that are perfect, but overall I think Phoibos has been very impressive company. Well, in today's video we're going to review another Phoibos watch, Phoibos Wave Master. Every time I do a video talking about best divers under $300 or best value for money watches, or even just a review of any Phoibos watch, at least one or two comments are suggesting this watch. So this is my first experience with Phoibos Wave Master. This is their new updated 2019 edition. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the size of the case first. This watch has a diameter of 42 millimeters, a lug-to-lug width of 48.5 millimeters, a lug width of 22, and this bracelet doesn't taper, it's 22 all around, and the thickness of 15 millimeters. So it's quite a thick watch. Here's what the watch looks like on my 7¼ inch wrist. It fits pretty well for the most part. However, that thickness of 15 millimeters plus the chunky bracelet does make this watch pretty big on the wrist. It's also a fairly heavy watch, I'd say about 170 grams or so. Just keep that in mind if you're into smaller watches or if you have a smaller size wrist. The watch that I'm reviewing today is the black dial, black bezel version. There's also a blue dial, blue bezel version available of the same watch. This watch also comes with two different movements, one with the date and one without the date. So if you know me, you know that I chose the no date version. This one has the Seiko NH38 movement, and the date version has the Seiko NH35 movement. We are very familiar with these movements, very reliable, very robust, easy to service. Mine is running pretty accurately. I'm getting about plus 11 seconds per day. Not bad for the introductory Seiko automatic movement. Interestingly enough, the blue bezel, blue dial version is actually cheaper than this black dial, black bezel version. So the one that I'm reviewing today costs $260, and the blue dial, blue bezel version is only $220. I don't know why the difference in price. Maybe the cost of doing the black version is more expensive. Maybe it's the more popular version. Either way, if you like blue color, go for the blue version and save yourself another $40. The watch has an all stainless steel case with a stainless steel bracelet. The finish is pretty much all brushed except for a bit of a chamfering on these lugs. I think the finish is done pretty well. The brushing looks like it's a good quality, especially if you consider the price of $260 or $220. It's really good. This bracelet also is all brushed finish. The bracelet is kind of this engineered style bracelet. At first when I put it on, it was pulling out a bit of my arm hair, and I don't have very hairy wrists, but I think over time it kind of worn in, so to speak, and now it's a very comfortable bracelet to wear. However, it is 22 millimeters all across, so it's fairly chunky. Keep that in mind once again if you're into smaller watches, because this one has a wrist presence. You feel it when you wear the watch. Although I really do like the design of the bracelet. The clasp is a simple fold over clasp with the release buttons on each side. It's an engineered clasp and has the safety guard over top, Phoibos written across it. In my opinion, the key to wearing this watch comfortably is sizing it perfectly so it doesn't bounce around on your wrist, otherwise it will drive you crazy. There are 3 micro adjustments, and sizing should be no problem because it does have screw-in pins. The caseback is very attractive. It's a screw-down caseback with some writing on it, Phoibos automatic, the movement, stainless steel, 300 meters of water resistance, the usual stuff. It also has that engraving of an octopus. Of course, that's the Phoibos logo, octopus with the crown and the waves under it. I think it's a very attractive caseback here. The crown is at the 3 o'clock position. No crown guards on this one. I think it works for this design. It reminds me a little bit of a Tudor Black Bay Heritage. It's a sign crown, screw down of course, Phoibos logo on it. The threading on the crown is pretty good, and the operation of the crown is smooth. Phoibos Wave Master has a 120 click unidirectional ceramic insert bezel. The bezel action is alright. There is a bit of back play. It does align properly, but it's not as solid as it could be. You can see even on video there is a bit of back play, so that could be tightened up for future releases. The positive about this bezel is the fact that it is loomed. Let me pop a loom shot on the screen. As you can see, the lume is excellent and it holds for a really long time. It's something that we already expect from all Phoibos watches. Taking a closer look at this dial, the dial is very attractive. I like the wave pattern on the dial, the printing of the Phoibos logo and automatic 300 meters, that's all done really well. I also like how the wavy dial plays with the light. It creates some very interesting viewing angles. It's a deep dial, quite a bit of depth to it, all applied indices, a minute running track. That's all done fairly well. I like the set of hands and I like the orange accents. The chapter ring is done in orange and the second hand is done in orange. Really attractive design. In fact, I think the design of this dial is very reminiscent of another master, Omega Seamaster. If you look at the two watches side by side, you can see quite a few similarities. Of course, that wavy dial, the white text, even the indices look the same. I think it's a good homage of an Omega Seamaster. Definitely not a copy. This Phoibos Wave Master has its own unique design, but it does pay homage in some aspects, especially the dial, to an Omega Seamaster. So that's kind of a cool thing that I noticed about this watch. What do you think, guys? Is it paying homage to Omega Seamaster, or am I just crazy? The watch comes with a nice domed piece of sapphire crystal, not a lot of separation between the crystal and the bezel. So overall, I think it's a fantastic watch, especially that blue version for 220 bucks. You get sapphire crystal, great Seiko automatic movement, depending on which one you go, NH38 or NH35. By the way, I need to praise Phoibos for using two different movements, because they could have just used the same movement and have a ghost position, just not having the cutout for the date. They actually went the extra mile and offered two different movements, so that's great. A stainless steel case, nice finishes to the watch, 300 meters of water resistance, and overall a very attractive package at that price point. Just note that it is a bit chunky and the bezel is a bit loose. Those are the biggest negatives, to me at least. Although I did wear this watch to the gym, I did a whole bunch of different activities with it and it performed fine. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this Phoibos Wave Master. By the way, today on my wrist, surprise, surprise, if you haven't watched the last video, you should watch it. But if you have watched it, you already know what watch I'm wearing. I'm wearing Omega Speedmaster. Really am in love with this watch. It hasn't left my wrist since I got it. Just having this honeymoon period with it. I'll have a link for the unboxing video for the Speedmaster in the description below. Also in the description below, there is a secret link. Have a look if you're curious. Now I got to go because I was walking Bond not that long ago and some kids were selling lemonade on my street. I didn't have any money on me, but I promised them that I'm gonna come back and buy some lemonade because I want to support these local little entrepreneurs. So I gotta go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.